Students from Montgomery Blair, Bethesda Chevy-Chase, and St. John's College High School. Meet today for our second semifinal match on It's Academic.
It's Academic. Now in its 59th year, and for over 50 years, sponsored by Giant Food.
Hello everyone, I'm Hillary Howard, and It's Academic is sponsored by Giant, as it has been for more than 50 years. The winner of today's game will go on to play in the championship round and compete for its share of $10,000 in scholarship funds for their school from Giant Food. All right, let's get into this and meet the first team, our reigning champions from Montgomery Blair High School in Silver Spring. Sophia, how you doing today?
Hi, I'm a 18-year-old senior from Blair High School, and I'd like to thank our principal, Renee Johnson, for coming out today.
Hi! Yay! Chris, how are you?
Hi, Hillary. How are you?
Excellent.
Good. Tell us about yourself.
Hi, I'm a 17-year-old junior, and I'd like to thank our friends and family for supporting us during these unprecedented times.
Yeah. And finally, Albert. Hiya.
Hi, I'm a 16-year-old sophomore, and I'd like to thank Giant Foods for sponsoring the show.
Yay, Giant. All right, guys. Each team begins with 100 points. Here we go.
Here we go.
Scapula ski injury. Heal this injury by finding here the last name of what Polish military officer who came to our aid in the American Revolution?
Pulaski, right?
Pulaski?
Yeah. That's it.
Okay.
Unquestionable, unconstitutional, untruthful. Which of these words would best describe courtroom evidence that's incontrovertible?
Unquestionable, right?
Yes. Plutonium, carbon, potassium. Combine the chemical symbols for these elements and you'll name what clever sprite from Shakespeare's A Midsummer Night's Dream?
Puck. Puck.
It is Puck. Polio, rabies, yellow fever. If you were reading a history of medicine, you would find that successful vaccines or treatments for these illnesses were discovered in what chronological order?
Okay, so I'm going to go
Then polio, then rabies, I think.
yellow fever, then polio, then rabies.
Yeah.
No, it's rabies, yellow fever, polio. Sorry.
Okay, well, that wasn't the answer.
We are shaped by our thoughts.
Okay.
This thoughtful statement comes from Asian Prince Siddhartha Gautama, who is what religious leader?
The Buddha.
Buddha is right. Montgomery Blair with 180 points. Let's meet the team from Bethesda Chevy-Chase High School in Bethesda. First person we say hello to is Graham. Good to see you, Graham.
Hi there.
Hey.
My name is Graham Hillman. I am a senior at BCC. I'm the captain of the It's Academic team. I am a lover of art museums, and I'm going to be attending Georgetown for the next 4 years.
Congratulations, Graham. And Dale, what's up with you these days?
I'm Dale Bell. I'm a junior from Bethesda Chevy-Chase, and I'd like to thank our captain, Graham Hillman. It's his last year.
Yeah.
All right. And finally, Gavin. Hiya.
Hi, I'm Gavin Kroll. I'm a junior at BCC, and I'd like to thank our coaches, Mr. Knock and Ms. Lassar.
All right, gentlemen, let's do this. First question. Claimant is satisfied. Hidden in this legal phrase is what mathematical term that refers to the decimal part of a common logarithm?
Answer in 3, 2, 1. Mantissa.
False, coherent, forceful. If someone made a spurious argument, which of these words would best describe his or her reasoning?
False.
False it is. Yttrium, aluminum, uranium. If you combine the chemical symbols for these elements, you'll name what river on the border between North Korea and China?
Yalu.
That's it.
Black, yellow, purple. List these colors according to their absorption ability in regard to light, beginning with the color that absorbs the most light under standard conditions.
Black, purple, yellow.
That's
Right,
it.
guys?
Yeah, you're right.
Revolutions of the 18th century. These words subtitle a biography not of a political revolutionary, but of what English scientist who discovered oxygen?
Priestley.
Priestley is correct. 180 points for Bethesda Chevy-Chase. Nice job, guys. Time to meet the team from St. John's College High School here in the district. And first we say hello to Paul. Hey, Paul, tell us about yourself.
Hi, I'm Paul. I'm an 18-year-old senior, and I'd like to thank our friends and family for supporting us along the way.
All righty. Hello, Derek.
Hi, I'm Derek Aldridge. I'm a 16-year-old sophomore at St. John's. I'd like to thank our teachers, coaches, Miss Murphy and Miss Mamola, and our administrators, Mr. Bankabelli and Mr. Themistis.
Wonderful. And Henry, hello.
Hi, I'm Henry. I'm a 16-year-old junior at SJC, and I'd like to thank our alternate, Sean, for being with us all the way through.
All right, gentlemen, let's do this. Here's your first question. That's her ID anxiety. Instead of anxiety, see if you can find here the hidden last name of what Civil War Union general nicknamed Little Phil.
It's Sheridan, right?
Yeah, that's it.
All right.
Unhappy, asleep, tireless. Which of these words would best describe someone who is indefatigable?
Indefatigable?
Tireless? Or...
Answer?
Tireless?
Yeah, you've got it.
Okay.
Cobalt, yttrium, oxygen, tellurium. Combine the chemical symbols for these three elements, and you'll name what wild American canine.
Coyote?
Yeah. Penicillin, laser surgery, smallpox vaccine. Can you arrange these three medical developments in chronological order?
I think smallpox came before penicillin, right?
You need an answer.
I think penicillin came
In 3,
Smallpox, penicillin, laser surgery.
It's vaccination, penicillin, laser surgery. Sorry about that.
Wait, that's what we said.
That's what we
did.
said.
Sorry, didn't hear.
Yeah.
I'm old.
This millionaire amongst rivers. This was a description of what K-initialed river in Canada's Yukon Territory, the site of a huge gold rush in the late 1890s.
Is it Kodiak or Klondike?
Klondike.
Klondike. It would be
Klondike.
Yep, it is Klondike. Nice job, St. John's. 200 points. Don't go away. We have the picture perfect round coming at you next.
At Giant, we're all about local. It's why every day we look to connect great food with the people of our community. It's why we partner with over 50 family-owned farms to provide fresh local products and source fresh, 100% sustainable seafood straight from Chesapeake Bay. At Giant, we're committed to our community and providing you and your family with the best products from the place we all call home. The little things are Giant.
This is a mother that won't hassle you about grandkids. The new Mother Cruncher chicken sandwich from Checkers. Crispy, crunchy white meat with all the mother-loving fixins, or the tangy bacon barbecue. Checkers Mother Cruncher chicken sandwiches, starting at $3.99. Get Checkers delivered.
Call ARS Rescue Rooter and keep your family cool this summer. For a limited time, we'll take $50 off any cooling system repair. Visit arsofvirginia.com for details. ARS Rescue Rooter, heating, cooling, and plumbing.
Call ARS and Rescue Rooter.
Before we resume today's It's Academic game, we would like to give you at home a chance to play along. Ready? No Siri, no Google, just you. This is the Indian name of a lake in what U.S. state? See if you can come up with the right answer and see if you can figure out why. Tick tock, dunk, 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 dunk. Okay, here's your answer. It is Massachusetts. That's the name of the lake nobody can pronounce. I probably didn't pronounce it properly either. It means, I love this, you fish on your side, I'll fish on my side. Nobody fishes in the middle. Now back to the It's Academic competition. Welcome back. Today's contestants will receive a book of beautiful photos from Bruce White from the White House Historical Association. That'll be pretty. Time for the picture perfect round, but before we dive in, let's recap those scores. Blair, 180 points. Bethesda Chevy-Chase, 180 points. St. John's, 200 points. All right, it's time for the picture perfect round. Montgomery, Blair. Questions in this round are worth 20 points up or down, but there are 10 points for an unanswered question. So let's go. The anole is a small lizard found in what small British island territory in the Atlantic? Its capital is Hamilton.
That's Bermuda, I believe.
Okay,
Bermuda.
Yep, it's Bermuda. Choice. Which of these is the number of electrons allowed in the p subshell by the Pauli exclusion principle?
It's 6.
It's 6? 6.
Yeah.
Yep, 6 is right. Silence is the most perfect expression of scorn. Isn't that the truth? This is a quote from what talkative Anglo-Irish dramatist who wrote such plays as Pygmalion and Major Barbara?
Shaw.
You got it, Blair. 240 points. All right, it's BCC's turn. Guys, the UFO Museum and Research Center is located, not surprisingly, in what New Mexico town long associated with extraterrestrial phenomena?
Roswell?
Yeah, it's Roswell. Nickel, silver, steel. Which of these metals is the best conductor of heat and electricity?
Yes.
Nickel, right?
What was that?
Answer in 3, 2, 1.
Silver?
It's silver.
I would sooner fail than not be among the greatest. This quote is from what British poet who took his place among the greatest with such poems as Ode on a Grecian Urn?
Eats.
Yes, you're right. So I don't always hear that well in this system. The team did in fact get silver correct. My bad. Good job, guys. They have a score of 240 points. Well done, BCC. Okay, St. John's, you're up. Looking rather bleak and forbidding here is what mountain where Moses received the 10 Commandments?
Sinai?
Sinai.
Yep, that's it, Mount Sinai.
In this neutralization reaction, the products are salt and what other compound?
H2O.
Water.
Correct.
Yeah.
There was no possibility of a walk that day. You can walk away with 20 points if you recognize these as the opening words of what Charlotte Bronte novel about a governess who marries Mr. Rochester?
Jane Eyre?
Yeah, that's it.
St. John's, you've got 260 points. Well done. Stick around because up next we'll have the packet round and get to meet the coach.
People aren't talking about how Giant's Nature's Promise items are free from artificial ingredients and fit your budget. They're not talking because they're eating. Morning. I love breakfast. At Giant, unlock personalized savings on the foods you love most with your Giant card.
This mother won't guilt trip you, doesn't expect you to call her back, won't stalk you on social, and doesn't compare you to your siblings. Too bad it's not your mother, but now it can be. The new Mother Cruncher Chicken Sandwich from Checkers. Crispy, crunchy, all-white meat with our signature squawk sauce and all the mother-loving fixins. Or the smoky sweet bacon barbecue Mother Cruncher. Get a better mother. The new Mother Cruncher Chicken Sandwiches, starting at $3.99. Get Checkers delivered.
People aren't talking about how Giant's fresh local seafood is 100% sustainable. They're not talking because they're eating. Oh, hello. May I? At Giant, we believe in local because we offer fresh food you love from the place you call home.
Hello, everyone. It's time for the packet round, but before we do that, let's meet the coach. Sophia, who came with you today?
With us today are our coach, Mr. Schaefer, and our principal, Mrs. Johnson.
So good to see you guys. Thanks for being here. All right, we have 7 questions in this round, as you know. If you get them all right, there's a 25-point bonus. Before we jump into the questions, let's recap the scores. Blair, 240 points. Bethesda Chevy-Chase, 240 points. St. John's, 260 points. So let's begin. If you've got a sweet tooth, you'll be happy to know that New York State will lease you what sort of tree whose sap is tapped for sugar and syrup?
Maple. Maple.
Yeah, it's maple. 17th century explorer Luke Fox failed to find what long-sought passage with a direction in its name that was believed to link the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans.
Northwest Passage.
That's it. Here's your science question. If a rocket is traveling 62,000 miles per second, it's speeding at roughly what % of the speed of light?
62,000.
62,000 of 300,000, right?
Yeah, so
Answer?
the second one, 16%.
16%.
No, it's 33 1/3%. The least salty of the world's major seas is probably what B-initialed sea that's bordered by Latvia, Finland, and Poland.
Baltic.
Baltic, yeah.
It's the Baltic, yeah.
Alfred Kroeber, a leading 20th century anthropologist, was the father of what woman whose science fiction and fantasy books include the Earthsea trilogy?
Le Guin.
Yeah.
Le Guin.
Yes.
Here's your math question. Evaluate this expression, giving your answer as an integer.
It's 3, right?
3.
Correct. The saying, better late than never, could relate to the Peace of Westphalia, the 1648 treaty that finally ended what lengthy European war?
30 years.
30 years.
That is right. Nice job, Blair. 360 points. Time to meet the coaches from Bethesda Chevy-Chase. Graham, who's along for the ride today?
With us today are our two coaches, Mr. Canuck and Ms. Lassar, as well as our principal, Dr. Mooney.
Wonderful. Really good to see you guys. Thanks for being here. So let's just jump in. Lewis and Clark began their exploration by sailing up what river nicknamed the Big Muddy? That's the major tributary of the Mississippi.
The Missouri?
Yep, it's the Missouri. General Eisenhower said he joined the military after reading a biography of what Carthaginian general who invaded Italy during the Punic Wars?
Hannibal?
Yeah, that's right. Here's your science question. Ephemeral mercurial aneroid, a barometer which uses no liquid in measuring the atmospheric pressure, is described by which of these terms?
Any ideas, guys?
Maybe ephemeral? I don't know.
I'll go with aneroid.
Aneroid is correct. In 1896, Britain's Royal Society for Science awarded its Rumford Medal to what German physicist who had discovered X-rays 1 year earlier?
Röntgen?
That's it, Röntgen. Author George R.R. Martin drew inspiration for his A Song of Ice and Fire fantasy series from what Sir Walter Scott historical novel published in 1820?
Ivanhoe?
It is Ivanhoe. Here's your math question. Evaluate this expression, giving your answer as an integer.
32.
Correct, 32. Several years ago, a collector paid $67,000 for a letter written by what first Attorney General appointed by George Washington?
Randolph?
Randolph it is. Nice, BCC. You got a 25-point bonus. Woohoo! And that brings you a score of 405 points. Now over to St. John's. Paul, who do you have with you today?
All right, sure. So today we have our coaches, Miss Murphy and Miss Momola, and our school principal, Mr. Themistis, and our president, Mr. Mancabelli.
Wonderful. It's great to have such a crowd with us here today. Thanks, guys. All right, you know how this round works. We have 7 questions. If you get them all right, there's a 25-point bonus, so let's dive in. The earliest type of book found in England was a series of tablets made of what same material as the Trojan horse?
Wood?
Yep, that's it. The 100th American spacewalk took place in 2001 outside a space shuttle named for what legendary island that mysteriously disappeared thousands of years ago?
Atlantis.
That's it, Atlantis. Here's your science question. Bohr, Leeuwenhoek, Linnaeus. The theory that atoms can exist in certain states, characterized by definite electronic orbits or energy levels, was proposed by which of these men?
Bohr.
Yep, that's right. In 1783, the treaty ending the American Revolution was signed in what European city that a few years later witnessed an even bloodier revolution?
Paris.
Yes. Readers of sea stories don't clamor about Claggett, the villain in what Herman Melville novel, whose title character is a young sailor who is hanged?
It was Billy Budd.
Yeah, it was Billy Budd. Here's your math question. What is the next number in this sequence?
25.
Correct. Chief Justice Edward White, who'd fought for the Confederacy, served on the Supreme Court with what former Union soldier known as the Great Dissenter?
Oliver Wendell Holmes Jr.
Yeah, very nice. 25-point bonus for St. John's. Well done, guys. And 425 points. Don't go away, the grab bag round is next.
At Giant, we're all about local. It's why every day we look to connect great food with the people of our community. It's why we partner with over 50 family-owned farms to provide fresh local products and source fresh, 100% sustainable seafood straight from Chesapeake Bay. At Giant, we're committed to our community and providing you and your family with the best products from the place we all call home. The little things are Giant.
With the great technology at GW Hospital and the great doctors, I am now cancer-free. I was able to see where my mass was with the help of virtual reality technology. The doctor came in saying he removed it all. I feel wonderful. GW Hospital is the best. They truly take care of you.
From routine care to life-saving emergencies, we're here for you, the George Washington University Hospital.
Before we resume today's It's Academic game, we would like to give you at home a chance to answer some questions and compete. No Google, no Siri, just you. Here's the question. This is what English writer who arranged to have his body cremated except for his heart, which was to be buried in the town where he was born? See if you can come up with the right answer. Tick tock, dunk, 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 dunk. Okay, here's your answer. Pens down. The answer is the writer with the odd funeral arrangements, Thomas Hardy. And everything was going according to plan until his sister, true story, left his heart out on the kitchen table. The cat jumped in, grabbed the heart, and ran out the door with it. They never got it back. But we're back with the competition. It's time for the all-important grab bag round, but let's check out the scores first. Montgomery Blair, 360. Bethesda Chevy-Chase, 405. St. John's, 425. Questions are worth 20 points up or down. 30 points for the visual questions. Montgomery Blair, let's do this. Here's the first question. In 1890, one record company issued a catalog consisting solely of music by what American march king who wrote Stars and Stripes Forever?
Sousa?
Sousa.
Yep.
Sousa.
It's Sousa. Correct. In 1840, posters showing candidates working at a forge were put up by what political party which hammered the opposition and elected William Henry Harrison president?
The Whigs, I
Whig.
believe.
Yeah.
Whig.
Answer Whigs.
Whigs is right. Few place names begin with X and end with the letter U, but one that does is what place named in the first line of Coleridge's poem Kubla Khan?
Answer Xanadu.
Yeah, that's it. To see this room, you'd visit a palace in what German town near Berlin, the site of an Allied conference at the end of World War II?
Potsdam.
Potsdam. I think we were there. Answer Potsdam.
Potsdam it is. Good job, Blair, with 450 points. BCC, you're up. First question. Vladimir Nabokov was not only a writer, but an amateur lepidopterist, meaning he studied what type of insect?
Butterflies.
Yes, butterfly. What edict of 1598 granted religious rights to French Protestants?
None.
Correct. Long before the Red Cross was founded, the Red Cross Knight was a central character in what epic poem by Edmund Spenser?
The Fairy Queen.
It is the Fairy Queen. Nice. On your screens, this is the work of French artist Frederic Bazille, who died before his 30th birthday, a casualty of what 1870 to 71 war?
The Franco Prussian.
Good job, BCC. You got it right, and you have a total of 495 points. All right, St. John's, here's your first question. In the drought-filled years of the early 1930s, the Great Plains acquired what two-word nickname that sounds like grimy kitchenware?
Dust Bowl.
Yeah, that's it, Dust Bowl. Pirates aren't always the bad guys. What French pirate helped the United States win the Battle of New Orleans in 1815? The answer is Jean Lafitte. Long before the movie Clash of the Titans, a kraken was described by what Victorian poet laureate who also wrote Idyls of the King?
Victorian Kipling?
The answer is Tennyson.
On your screens for 30 points. If you visit the city of Samarkand, you can see this mausoleum, which contains the tomb of what 14th century T-initialed Muslim conqueror?
Timur.
Yep, you've got it. 435 points for St. John's College High School. We'll have the scores with the winner coming up, so stay where you are.
People aren't talking about how Giant's Nature's Promise items are free from artificial ingredients and fit your budget. They're not talking because they're eating. Morning. I love breakfast. At Giant, unlock personalized savings on the foods you love most with your Giant card.
It's been a long winter for all of us, keeping to ourselves, keeping our distance. All of us living through this time together, yet apart. At Blinds To Go, we've opened our doors and invite you to welcome spring during our All of Us Spring Sales event. Right now, take 20% off the entire store. All blinds, shades, drapes, and shutters on sale. For all frontline workers, in honor of their heroic efforts on behalf of all of us, an additional 10% off. From all of us at Blinds To Go, we say, welcome back.
Ever wonder where the capital A in Chick-fil-A came from? It started with grade A, top quality chicken. But we believed everything, not just the food, should be grade A. A is for all the little things we do to bring you our best every day.
To me, the A in Chick-fil-A is a smile. I want to give the guests a little encouragement, maybe just a little joke that makes them laugh when they come through the drive-thru. We can stay 6 feet apart and have the best air high five.
People aren't talking about how Giant's fresh local seafood is 100% sustainable. They're not talking because they're eating. Oh, hello. May I? At Giant, we believe in local because we offer fresh food you love from the place you call home.
The scores are now final. We begin with St. John's College High School from Washington, D.C. Paul, Derek, and Henry with 435 points. Then Blair from Silver Spring, Montgomery Blair High School, 450 points. And our winning school is Bethesda Chevy-Chase with 495 points. Well done, guys. They'll be back to compete in a championship match later this year. Now, next week, we're going to be on at 8:30 in the morning, but it will be worth getting up for. It'll be Richard Montgomery, Whitman, and W.T. Woodson. Until then, I'm Hillary Howard. So glad to see you. Have a good Saturday.